implement reports, dashboards, and analytics within weeks. The presentation will last approximately a half hour, followed by a question and answer period. You may submit questions online through the questions panel on the right side of your screen. All questions will be answered at the end of the presentation. Press the double right arrows key in the upper right corner of the GoToMeeting console will minimize the console. Then pressing double left arrows will return the console for questions. Our speaker today, Joanne Melendez, has been working with companies for the past 20 years to help them gain access to information and make it meaningful. Joanne's financial background, along with her technical acumen, helped to bridge the gap between IT and the business users. Joanne has been part of the RapidDecision product team for over a decade and continues to influence the continuing development and enhancement of the product. Joanne's passion and intimate knowledge of business intelligence will become evident as she starts to talk, so I'm going to let her get started right now.
Thanks, Doug. I appreciate that. Thanks, everybody, for joining us this afternoon. I really appreciate taking time out of your day to join us for this presentation to talk about how you can implement reports, dashboards, and analytics for your Oracle ERP in weeks. So whether you're running Oracle eBusiness, PeopleSoft, or JD Edwards, we've got a special offering, an exciting offering that we're going to be talking about this afternoon. So let's get right into it. The RapidDecision analytics offering for our Oracle ERP customers includes pre-built reports and analytics, real-time data movement from your Oracle ERP, a BI platform to show the data within your reports, your dashboards, your analytics. This is all done with a fixed price implementation cost. It includes an ETL tool as well as pre-built mappings from your Oracle ERP into our pre-built data warehouse, as well as being an extensible data model. So meaning you can bring in data from other sources besides just your Oracle ERP system. So the agenda for this afternoon is we're going to discuss the need for analytics. Then we're going to go into a little bit more detail on what the RapidDecision Analytics bundle is all about. We're going to demonstrate our pre-built reports, dashboards, and analytic capabilities. And then at the end, we'll discuss how you can get started. So we live and work in a complex world where the only constant is change. Organizations need to quickly adapt to change, and this becomes a challenge. Everyone needs information to make decisions, and we need to be able to provide that information quickly. We also need to ensure that the information they receive is accurate, relevant, and timely. This is the key to better decision making. Information starts with data. It's all about the data. It is absolutely critical to have the necessary data in the right format and at the right time. However, being that most of the data resides in these ERP systems, it's usually very difficult to access, and most customers spend way too much time organizing it than analyzing it. How many times do we do data dumps into Excel, massage, manipulate the data, and no sooner are we done that the data has changed, so now we have to start all over again? Not so efficient. According to reports published by IBM and Computer World, 69% spend more time organizing, and 80% of the cost of an analytics project is associated with organizing the data. So we need to do some efficient data organization to get these analytics that we need into our organization. First, we need to identify where the data is. What do we want to do? We may want to do sales reporting, we may want to do supply chain, but where does that data reside? So we need to understand where the data is it all in one place, and how do I access that data without having to go to IT? The next thing we may need to do is some data enhancement. Not all the data in its original form makes sense or is even relevant. Organizations need to apply business rules so that the data has the integrity and the output is accurate. I have a few examples of this. I've been in the finance arena for many, many years, and every organization has a different definition of, say, net sales. It's a calculation that's done within each organization. You may have different types of order codes or line types. we need to be able to define those rules so that when a user accesses the information, the data that they're getting out is consistent, and that's critical. Next is data organization. We need to be able to, where are we going to put the data? We need to organize it, optimize it so that people can access it, and then we also need to make sure that we have all the data. Last but not least, how frequent is my data? We need to be able to access the data and get it in real time, and that is critical in today's world. We can't wait until IT refreshes things overnight or refreshes a cube or refreshes my data warehouse. We need to have access to that data now so we can make better business decisions. So, what's the solution? Well, the solution has been so far to build a data warehouse. And for those of you who have ever been involved in such a project, know that it's not easy and it's not quick. There is a lot of ongoing maintenance to keep it current. So if you were to build one of these data warehouses, what would it take to do so? Here are the current challenges that exist in constructing a data warehouse. Resources. What types of resources do you need to be able to construct a data warehouse? Well, you need business intelligence architects, you need DBAs, you need ETL developers, business analysts, subject matter experts. All different types of resources go in to be able to construct a data warehouse properly. Different skill sets. Skill sets exist across the organization, and when I mean subject matter experts, I'm not just talking about the ERP system, I'm talking about supply chain versus finance versus sales versus HR. You need those business skill sets to make sure that the business requirements are getting set within the data warehouse. Time. How much time is this going to take? That's an unknown factor as far as this is concerned. It depends upon the scope, it depends upon all the business requirements, and that's a complete unknown. The next thing is risk. There are varying levels of risk associated with building and constructing a data warehouse. Is this something new? Have they done this before? If so, how long has it taken? What are the chances of getting it right the first time? Next is scope. Which subject areas do we want to bring in? What business problem are we trying to solve? And what other factors are influencing this project? Last but not least is cost. There are two types of costs involved in these types of projects, hard and soft costs. If you're using internal resources to do something like this, can they commit the time? What about their day jobs? This is where RapidDecision comes into play. RapidDecision is a pre-built solution that includes extracting the data from the ERP system, transforming the data, organizing the data, and then moving the data continuously as the transactions hit the source system. This allows us that real-time access to information. The RapidDecision solution consists of relational star schema, Data Marts, pre-built metadata, pre-built reports, and dashboards. We have perfected the process of extracting and moving data continuously, eliminating your need to acquire and/or hire resources with the proper skill sets. Now you can focus on delivering real value to the business in the form of reports, dashboards, and analytics that drive better, more informed decision making. So, the RapidDecision Analytics Bundle. It includes the RapidDecision pre-built data warehouse and 3 Data Marts. I'll go through a list of the complete suite of Data Marts that we have available today. Next, the SAP Data Integrator ETL tool. This tool is used to help move the data from the Oracle source system, whether it's EBS, PeopleSoft, or JD Edwards, transform that data and optimize that data so it can be accessible through the business intelligence tool, which is the SAP Business Objects BI suite. This is all included with the bundle. Next, also includes the installation and setup of 6 standard reports or dashboards per Data Mart. So this is a great way to get your organization jump-started with business intelligence. These reports will be set up within your environment with your data according to your business rules. The Analytics Bundle also includes the complete installation and implementation services along with first year's maintenance. So the complete bundle, again, is the data warehouse, 3 Data Marts, the ETL tool, the business objects, business intelligence suite, the setup of the 6 reports, and complete installation and implementation services. What I'd like to do now is bring you through the business objects toolset to share with you all of the reports and dashboards that are included with the RapidDecision Analytics Bundle. So here's an example of a general ledger dashboard. This is a complete picture of what my balance sheet looks like. I have current assets here showing me my current assets at the bottom, prior year, current year, my liabilities and equity, along with some key ratios that I can see on demand, return on assets, return on equity, etc. I can also look at different tabs within this dashboard to see my income statement. And I can look at different components of my income statement through these additional subs. So if I wanted to look at cost of goods sold, I can simply hover over the data points to see the data values here. Okay? Overhead, expenses, net income, you get the point. The next thing here I want to talk about, which I feel is pretty exciting, is this impact analysis tab. This particular tab here allows me to do some what-if analysis. So right now this looks like a tree-like structure to show me the different components that make up my net income. I have gross sales, I have cost of goods sold, overhead that goes down to my earnings before income tax, depreciation and amortization, EBITDA, interest and tax, and net income. If I were to do some what-if analysis on my sales, say perhaps to increase my sales by a certain dollar amount or a certain percentage, you can notice how the rest of my chart changes accordingly. Alternatively, if I wanted to increase my sales, I know I have to increase my cost of goods sold. So I can do that as well. So these types of dashboards can help you do budgeting, do forecasting, and do analysis. Now I'd like to take you through a few more of our reports and dashboards that's going to give you an idea of the library of pre-built report templates that we have available for our analytics bundle. Here we have Oracle eBusiness, and I'll open that up. We've got JD Edwards and PeopleSoft. So I'm going to share with you some key reports and dashboards for each one of these Oracle ERPs. So if I go to Finance within Oracle eBusiness and look at some of my finance reports, I can see all the pre-built report templates that we have available. And if I select a trial balance versus budget, I can see here that I've got, a complete set of the aggregate amount of my total assets versus AR and unapplied cash, as well as a chart. I can look at my expense analysis. So you get to pick per subject area up to 6 reports. Okay, so that's a great way to get your users jump-started without having to start with a clean slate. Let's take a look at JD Edwards as well as PeopleSoft. So we can take a look at different types of reports. In EBS, I showed you finance. Within JD Edwards, I'm going to go into operations, and we'll take a look at sales. Here we've got some customer sales reports, a flash report, and sales by country. I'm just going to give that a moment to pop up. And as that's loading, I'll go back and open up some PeopleSoft HR reports. So as you can see, we've got a wide, broad majority of different types of subject areas and reports included with the RapidDecision Analytics Bundle. Here we'll go back and we'll take a look at some PeopleSoft HR reports. And we can look at an EEO analysis. Okay, and remember, this is all coming from the Oracle ERP. This is PeopleSoft data. I showed you EBS data as well as J.D. Edwards data. And here's some of those reports here that I was bringing up earlier. So if I wanted to look at sales by country, we have some global maps that give you a view of sales around the globe. I have a flash report that gives me sales by different areas. So I have sales by product, sales by business unit, and then sales by region. Last but not least, part of the Rapid Decision Analytics bundle also includes all the metadata associated with each one of these Oracle ERPs. So if I were to create a report from scratch, I would simply go into the Web Intelligence tool, which is the ad hoc query tool from Business Objects, and load one of our pre-built metadata layers. So here I'm opening up accounts payable, and what you're going to see here is all of the available fields for accounts payable for PeopleSoft. As I open up each one of these folders, this is what is included with the analytics bundle. This is pre-built. This is what gets your users excited because now they have access to information. They can simply come in and drag and drop and create their own reports. Also notice that as I mouse over some of the objects here on the left-hand side, it's telling me the source of that data. So this particular field came from the PS Business Unit table. This is the lineage of where that information came from in the source system. And this is provided throughout the entire Rapid Decision Analytics bundle. So each and every one of the subject areas contains the lineage for each one of the objects for each subject area. So, in summary, I'd like to introduce to you all the different subject areas that we have available by ERP system. We pretty much cover the gamut amongst all of the ERPs and obviously take care of the critical subject areas such as General Ledger, AR, AP, but there are some niche areas that we also cover. So I just wanted to put this out here so that you could see. Now, as far as the analytics bundle is concerned, 3 commercially available Data Marts are included with the bundle. So if you wanted to, you could go with GL, AP, and AR. Perhaps you wanted to go across multiple subject areas such as GL, sales, and accounts receivable. The beauty of having a solution like the Rapid Decision Analytics bundle is that you can do cross-module reporting. So if I wanted to look at GL data as well as sales data and then have AR data all in the same report, you can do that. You can also drill down to the lowest level of detail. One of the key differentiators of the Rapid Decision Analytics bundle is that we bring in 100% of the transactional data. Therefore, we are not summarizing the data or aggregating the data and forcing you to go back to the source system for the details. We go down to the lowest level of detail, so therefore you don't have to go back to the production system. Here's a summary of our customers across the globe, across multiple ERPs, and a couple of stories that I wanted to share with you today about some of these customers. We had a customer, actually Amway. They actually tried to go and build their own data warehouse for many, many years. And the challenge that they had was IT just went back to finance and they said, well, tell us what you need. And finance would give them a list of requirements, and IT would go off and build it, and about 3 weeks later they'd come back and they'd hand it to finance, and they'd say, okay, here you go. Well, that would be great, and a couple of days would go by, and then finance would come back and say, well, now we need this. And went back and forth, and at the end of the day, the finance folks just said, we need everything. We don't know what we need. We need something that's purpose neutral. Hence, Rapid Decision came in, implemented a number of Data Marts there, and finance never had to go back and ask for more information because all of the information was there today and into the future. So in summary, The RapidDecision Analytics bundle includes a pre-built data warehouse and subject area data marts, and there are 3 data marts included with this bundle. The SAP Data Integrator tool, which is a full-use license ETL tool. The SAP Business Objects Business Intelligence Suite. The real-time continuous updates of the data. As the transactions are happening in the source system, we are moving those transactions downstream, seconds behind production, to give the users real-time access to that information. The analytics bundle includes the setup and installation of the pre-built reports and dashboards with your data. There are over 27 subject areas to choose from. We offer ERP upgrade protection. That means when you are upgrading your ERP system from one version to the next, so say for instance you're on an old version of World, J.D. Edwards, or an older version of PeopleSoft and you're upgrading, we will supply you with the mappings for that release. The analytic bundle also includes the metadata for business objects. That universe layer, those objects that I just showed you earlier with the lineage in it to show you where the information came from. That is included for each of the subject areas that you purchase. We are the fastest time to value. We can have you up and running with a single subject area in as little as 10 business days. We will do knowledge transfer and training with your staff. We're a mature, proven solution. We have been doing this for many, many years, and we guarantee your implementation success. So that's what I have for today, and I'm going to pass it over to Doug Corpulo and ask if anybody has any questions.
Thanks, Joanne. That was excellent. We already have several questions been submitted online, but before we get to that, I want to remind everybody that if you'd like to ask a question, you may do so through the questions panel on the right side of your screen. If you minimized your console earlier, please press the double left arrows to redisplay the questions panels. Joanne, we got several that have been queued up right now, and I'm going to start taking them down one at a time for you. The first person's asking, can you talk about how ETL tool handles source deletes?
Sure. Thanks, Doug. We actually handle them the same way that the source system would handle it, but you can do it one of 2 ways. You can either use it, you can add it as a delete or add it as a change, and that's completely up to you. So if you want to track the deletes in the data warehouse, you don't have to delete them in the data warehouse even though they've been deleted in the source system. You can actually track it as a change. So when we do our change data capture of moving all the adds, changes, and deletes from the source system, you can treat that delete as a change. So that's completely up to you. I hope I answered the question.
Okay, thank you, Joanne. I'm sure you did. The next question someone's asking, does PeopleSoft GL include commitment control data?
Out of the box, our finance module does not include commitment control today. However, as you saw from the list of subject area data marts that we have available today, we didn't go out and just start building all of those data marts from day one. We've grown over time. So my answer to that would be I would like to understand what requirements you have and then see how we can extend our financial data mart to include commitment control. So we'd love to have that conversation offline. I think that would be great.
Okay, great, Joanne. Next question I have is someone's asking, do you have any public sector clients using this product?
Absolutely. We've got a couple of them, a couple of large Department of Transportation in the state of Virginia is one of our biggest PeopleSoft customers. They've implemented RapidDecision. They actually implemented using 2 sources. One was a very, very old version of PeopleSoft that we extracted out of that system, and hence they saved about $500,000 a year by not having to pay maintenance on that old PeopleSoft environment. I was very much involved in that project. They also have another later instance of PeopleSoft that we are now incorporating into that historical data. So thereby marrying the old version of PeopleSoft with the new version of PeopleSoft so the users today can access both current information as well as historical data. Sure. So I mentioned earlier that we can have a subject area up and running in as little as 10 business days. And that's, depending upon a number of factors, that can either go up or go down. But typically the first Data Mart takes about 10 to 12 business days. And there's a number of things that happen during the first install. For instance, we're installing software, we're connecting to your source system, we're setting up database structures, et cetera, setting up the business intelligence tool, those types of things. So once that initial install is done of the ETL tool and the business intelligence tool, we start connecting to your source system, moving it downstream. If we're talking 3 subject area data marts, we're usually done in probably less than 30 days.
Okay. Great, Joanne. Thank you very much for that. Next question here is can you consolidate data from multiple data sources or other systems?
Absolutely. And I mentioned this earlier when we were talking about Virginia Department of Transportation. Not only can we consolidate data from the same ERP system on multiple versions, multiple platforms, but because of the way that we've built our data model, we can have data coming from multiple ERPs, even other data sources such as a Salesforce.com or a BPIX or a Mapix or a budgeting system. So you can combine that data into a single data warehouse and data mart so you can report off of it.
Okay, thank you, Joanne. We just have a few more questions left, so if you'd like to ask the question, now is the time to do it. Joanne, I'm going to switch over to the next question. Someone's asking the significant question of what is the cost of the solution?
That's a great question, and everybody wants to know what this costs. So the RapidDecision Analytics bundle is starting at $250,000, which includes, as I mentioned earlier, it includes 3 commercially available data marts. It includes a full license ETL tool. It includes the business intelligence suite of business objects. It also includes the full implementation of the RapidDecision solution, as well as installing 6 reports and or dashboards for each subject area that you choose. So the starting price is about $250,000, including maintenance for the first year.
Wow, Joanne, that sounds great. That's a very nice all-in number with everything going there. The next question I have, and it's actually, I'll say, the final question is, does your product contain summary or detailed level information? If summary, how do you get to the detailed information?
So the answer is no to summary. That's one thing that we went from day one. We firmly believe that users should have access to the lowest level of detail without having to go back to the production system. That's the whole point of this, is not impacting the production system. The reason for getting the data off of the production system is because those ERP systems are designed for data entry and validation, whereas the data warehouse is designed for high-speed retrieval and analysis. So it would go against our grain to force users to go back to the production system to get to the details. So long, short, we go down to the lowest level of detail.
That's great, Joanne. You know, it's been a great webinar. Do you have any final comments before we sign off?
No, actually, we would love to continue this and get more questions. So I'm going to put a slide up here. If there's anybody that wants to contact us, we'd be very happy to follow up with you and have some further conversations around our RapidDecision Analytics offering. So here's a phone number, email, and please visit our website. There's a lot of information out there for you to look at. There's also a place out there to sign up for a custom demo, which I'd be happy to do. And if anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Look forward to it.
Thank you, Joanne, and thank you, everybody.
Thanks again, Doug. Have a great day.